Hello, welcome to episode number 3 of the Chunk Locked Ironman account. Today we're gonna be basically finishing our chunk here in Lumbridge. Just 3 skills remaining, pretty easy: 60 fire making, to light some U-Lugs, 60 fletching, to fletch some U-Lugs, 70 wood cutting, to cut some U-Lugs. We have to also buy a leaf bladed spear, that's 31k, that's pretty easy with the money we make from fletching. And we need to start Cook's Assistant, Midst of the White Land, and the Restless Ghost, which we cannot complete, but we can start. Also, you're gonna see we have a different chunk picker map this time compared to the last time. That's because I didn't realize I had to record intros and outros for my videos, so I was using a different one to not disturb this one, which is my main one. But now that I'm all caught up, we're gonna be using this chunk picker map, DNS, all the way through. So yeah, let's get started with the grind. It's gonna be pretty heavy grind, also not the most interesting skills to train. So now we're gonna be started with wood cutting. Right now we're just chopping normal logs. We have a lot of the tree spirits from the goblins, so that's gonna speed things up a little bit for us. Fire making is actually a pretty quick skill compared to fletching, so fire making is not gonna be any issues for us. Here we're just gonna try and get 15 with the normal logs before we stop and we start with fletching. So, pretty quickly here, just one inventory, we got 9 to 14, and that's level 15 fire making. We're gonna basically stop there now that we can burn the oak logs. Our wood cutting level is gonna go up greatly, but fletching is the slowest skill in this game. I don't really know why Jagex hasn't fixed this. Like, you need 5 normal logs to get level 3 fire making. You need 17 to get 3 fletching. Like, that's a 6-time discrepancy. So yeah, this is something that could be easily fixed by just doubling the XP from the arrow shafts, because once you start making the bows, XP is a little bit better. It's not that much better, but it's a little bit better. So here we're just making arrow shaft, that's level 8. And at the same time we keep leveling wood cutting, because fletching is so slow. We want to get level 15 fletching, so we can make stuff out of the oak logs. Here we have our steel hatchet, now that we're level 20 wood cutting. And that's perfect. We're back to wood cutting normal trees. That's 10 fletching. And that's 11 fletching. Another wood cutting level. We're back to this position. Here is the best one. I was just doing the other one because it was close to the shop. I had just shopped some stuff. Here we're just 12 fletching. I decided to bank the logs and just rush fletching with all the normal logs. So yeah, that's level 14. Needed a little bit extra logs for the level here. And that is level 15 fletching. We can now switch to oaks. Oaks actually have 2 spawns, pretty close to each other. You're gonna see me kind of alternating between them. That's 30 wood cutting. We can go get a mithril hatchet now, which is gonna be a pretty big upgrade for us. But yeah, you're gonna see that there's 2 oak tree spawns. I'm kind of hopping between them, I'm not gonna lie. 31 wood cutting. I'm kind of just hopping between them, but as you're gonna see later on, I'm just gonna stick to one, because if I don't move as soon as one despawns, then when I'm running, the other one just respawns. So it's not really worth it. So just 70 fletching, 18 fletching. And now that I've used all of my normal logs, we're gonna switch to using the oak logs. That's level 20 fletching. Back to fire making. That's a level 17. Fire making, as I said, just the quickest skill. Once you get level 30 in both, it's like 6,000 logs, no, like 7,000 logs for fletching 30 to 60, and only like 2,000 for fire making 30 to 60. So yeah, it's an easy 20 fire making. Fire making also has this fire spirits that give you like some charms and some coins and stuff. So you're gonna see my coin count moving up, and that's because of the fire spirits. So that's 30 fire making. So we're gonna stop there for now because we can now burn willow logs. And after we are done with our fletching right here at oaks, I'm just gonna hop to willows. That's level 39 woodcutting. And that's level 40 woodcutting. We're also getting some bird nests. I'm gonna show what we got in terms of bird nests at the end of the episode. Now that we're 40 woodcutting, we can run here to our trusty friend Bob to get our brand new adamant hatchet. And that's gonna be the hatchet that we're gonna use all the way to level 70 woodcutting. Because Jagex decided to give you 70 woodcutting but keep fletching and fire making at 60. Make it make sense. So here we're back at oaks. We're still at oaks because we don't have enough logs for our fletching requirement. Now that we do, we're just gonna start fletching. First, we're gonna start with short bows from 20 to 25. That's 23 fletching, 24 fletching, and at 25 you can switch to the shield bows, which give more XP and they sell for more on the shop. So that's just gonna be great for us. That's level 25 fletching, 27 here. Fletching just one of those skills where it's nice. I decided to go to this approach and just bank my logs and then just bank stand it. Just feels way better. And that's level 30 fletch. But that's not the end. We have to go to 35 because, yeah, for some reason it goes to 35. 32. And 33. The reason I'm going past is because I don't want to make arrow shafts with my willow logs. I want to make the bows. So we're just getting the requirements for that. It's 35 fletching. And we're gonna go sell our short bows and our oak stuff, and that's gonna give us a little bit of money in order to buy to get us closer to our goal of buying the Slayer. Oh my god, the Slayer staff that we're gonna have, the leaf bladed spear that we're gonna have to buy later on. And here we are. So basically this is the best spot to train woodcutting. There's one willow, and you might think, well, there's 2 oaks. If there's no downtime, could be better, right? Oaks give 38 XP, willows give, I think, double, 62, 63. Here I decided to play on mobile while I was out. So you're gonna see a few levels here, which are just screenshots. 50, 51, 54, and yeah. It's also way more AFK, so when I was out, just stand in one tree, get the XP. The wood box is fantastic. It could store like 150 or something willow logs, 130 I think. So that was great. So we're just basically bank standing here. The oaks, as I said, were not worth it, because if you were not like tick perfect running from one to the other will respawn while you were running, so it's not worth it. And the XP was nowhere near comparable, even with just one willow. So yeah, 63 woodcutting, 66 woodcutting. This chunk is not really content heavy. There's not much. I decided to save these skills for the end because it was the more bank standing skills, but I could do more AFK and I was gonna have a really busy week at work and stuff. So that's level 70 woodcutting. That's our goal done. In total we got almost a little bit over 11,000 logs for this. And we also got a good amount of nests with rings, seeds, and I opened some for 2 sapphire rings. Hopefully we can get maybe some ruby rings later, so we can make rings of forging for smithing. We're gonna see. We also got a few seeds, a few tree seeds. I only opened 2 seed nests, and I'm gonna keep the other ones closed for later, because I don't know if they scale with a farming level. And now we're just gonna chill even more. This is just fire making. And we're gonna cut to a really quick fire making compilation. And that's a 37 fire making. 38. 39. Closing in on 40. That's level 40 for us. There's no really big milestones here in fire making. Just, you know, the bank, go to the bank chest and then just make a fire. You cannot make a bank fire next to the bank chest because you cannot light fires in the market. That was kind of, I'm not gonna say annoying, just, would have been nice, right? Nothing major, that's 44. And we're just moving forward with fire making. So I'm really happy we're on the way to completing the Lumbridge chunk. So far, and we still have fletching to go, but so far it's been a week and a half. No, it's been 2 weeks now. But we're moving in the right direction. We have all the logs now, so just using them is a way faster than gathering them. So that's 52 fire making. That's a 53. Also, I know I'm showing a lot of levels. I didn't know if I should like skip some of them, keep all of them. I'd like to hear your opinions. But you know, as we keep leveling up, we're not gonna get that many level up messages. As right now I'm just keeping them all in, but you know, if we get a next requirement for trees for 70 fire making, let's say, well, that's only 10 levels. That's not gonna be 60 level up messages, you know. But I love to hear your thoughts. And that's 60 fire making. Fantastic. And now we can just basically focus on fletching here. That's 40 fletching. And we can switch now to make we can sell first the willow shield bows, short bows, I'm sorry. That gives us a good amount of money. And now we can make the shield bows, which is what we're gonna be making all the way from 40 to level 60. 42. And this just brought me back 2 times where I would just stand in Janelle Bank crafting my shield bows. That's 45. Well, in Janelle Bank crafting the U longbows back in the day, of course. I don't even remember the name of the world name now. But there was the unofficial fletching guild in the Janelle Bank back in the day. I would also spend a lot of time in Sears Village back when the party room was there. Also fletching. That's 50 fletching. And yeah, this is going really quickly for you, but this takes a while. Fletching's really slow compared to fire making. As I said, fletching was like over 7,000 logs from 30 to 60, and fire making was a little bit less than 2,000. So yeah. 54. We can now basically do a lot of things with like maple, and we can make broad bolts and a lot of different things, but we don't have the requirements or the ability to do those yet. At 57 fletching. Running in on level 58. The last level before the real one. And there we go. Level 60 fletching. I'm gonna stop fletching everything and we'll just keep the logs in case we need them for later. And now we need to go ahead and complete the rest of our chunk. We've completed the skilling part of our chunk. Now we need to basically start the Myths of the White Land quest. The quest that can send us to the Land of Snow. I don't think we're gonna be able to get to the Wizard's Tower by Christmas, so we might not be visiting the Land of Snow, but I don't know yet. We might be making an exception. where I can go and basically just trade my Christmas paper and for gifts, which I will keep closed. Just to have them for future reference in my bank. But I haven't decided yet. I would love to hear your opinions here. We also need to start 2 more quests. So we're gonna go ahead and run to the Lumbridge castle and talk to our good friend the Lumbridge cook. The Lumbridge cook who can't cook. And apparently in Runescape 3, it's not the same as old school. You have to get, because if not, like I could get like certain drops from imps. But apparently in Runescape 3 you need to get like this special egg, special flour, special milk that only appears in certain parts, and they're not in our chunk. So we are not able to continue here. And we have 1 more quest to get started, which we also cannot continue unless we get the chunk to the south, which is the Restless Ghost. And this is the one of the first one we'll be able to complete if we happen to roll the south chunk in our next chunk roll. So there we go. That's the 3 quests started. And now for the final one of the final skilling tasks of the episode. Here we are. The yew tree is right on this this strait here. I cannot go any further south. The yew tree is on the last pixel for the chunk. So here we are. Chopping a yew tree, that completes our wood cutting requirement. And we need 1 more because we're gonna have to make a fire and then craft some arrow shafts from the yew tree. There we go. Let's just go ahead and light it up first. That's the fire making require completed. And then we have to make some arrow shafts. And that is fantastic. Fantastic. And now let's wrap it up by going to our good friend Jacqueline and buying the leaf-bladed spear. We cannot wield it, but it's a goal of us to obtain it. So there we go, 31k. And that completes the first chunk. Our journey is off to a fantastic start. Now let's head to a chunk picker and see how we've done. So here we are in the chunk picker. After a long chunk of getting 40 combat for attack and range, 70 wood cutting, 60 fire making, 60 fletching, and a bunch of other goals, we're finally here checking off the final task. 60 fire making completed, we lit the fire with a yew log. 60 fletching completed, we fletched the yew log. 70 wood cutting completed, we cut a yew log. We also bought the leaf bladed spear, so that's done. And then we also started Cook's Assistant, Myths of the White Land, and the Restless Ghost. Perfect. So fantastic. That's 36 out of 36 chunk goals complete. That's perfect. Thank you all very much for watching this episode. I apologize for it not having a lot of meat in it, but the skills that I had left, they didn't really provide any variety for me to add to this. And I tried clue scrolls, but I couldn't get any in my chunk. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you all for episode 4, where we will be rolling a new chunk. Leave in the comments which one you think it will be, and I'll see you all in the next one.